Welcome back to the Sunday Dinner Chef. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a traditional old school beef stew. I'm going to make some changes to it, enhance, make the flavor a little bit better. So stick around, let's get busy. This is some of the trimmings from a 25-pound chuck roll that I'm going to cube up. Trying to cube this up, trying to keep it as equally same size as possible. Trim some of the heavier fat off, and we're going to get this set into the crock pot. Preheat the crock pot. I got it set for 6 hours. Settings on high. I'm going to start adding the meat. Now, what I do is I will put down some olive oil, and then I will put some Tommy Spice on, which, if you're new to the channel, is salt, pepper, garlic, and onion, all coarse, equal parts. Now, I'll spread that on the bottom, and I'll start adding the meat to the crock pot, and then put the Tommy Spice back on, some of the meat on top. Stir it around a little bit, making sure that it all gets pretty well coated. Two small russet potatoes that I'm going to cut up into bite-sized pieces. Now, you can use any other kind of potato that you like. It's your preference. I'm only using two small ones because there's just two of us. So, the whole idea behind this is they're going to get cut up, parboiled in a saucepan, drained, and then I'm going to put them into a skillet on top of the stove just to get that little crispy crunch on it. Okay, the prep work is where all the action is. The cooking part is kind of easy with this one. So what I'm doing is I got a mirepoix, which is onion, celery, and carrot. Just slowly dice them up, kind of small. Onion a little chunkier, but I'll show you exactly how it's going to work when we do put it into the stew. And that's not going to be probably until the end. This is where my recipe is different from everybody else. In the restaurant business, we used to make what they call a little jordaniere and with beef, okay? It was an Italian beef sandwich. So, my thing here is I don't add no liquid. The only liquid I put in is Worcestershire sauce. And this will cook. It'll get the natural juices out of the meat. A couple things to unpack here. Now, I'm chopping up some garlic and pepper, which is going to go with the potato on top of the stove, and we're gonna brown them up a little bit. Now, a couple things I did earlier. No water into the crock pot, just the meat. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce into it, 1/4 cup. My method there is I don't want to overpower the meat with too much liquid. It's gonna create its own liquid, and I'd rather it cook in its own juices rather than pouring in water. Okay, I don't want it to boil and the meat be dry. This way, the meat is going to stay much more moist and have a better flavor to it. Another little added change I made here. Now, the potatoes are done. They are fork tender, but still have a little resistance because the way I'm going to be cooking them, I don't want them to turn to mush or flake on me. So, I'm going to add some olive oil to the potatoes, stir it around a little bit. I'm going to put them into a dish. I'm going to season them up with some Tommy spice, flip them around in there to get everything coated real well. And now it's going to start going into the saute pan. Okay, we're going to add a little olive oil to the saute pan. Hey, listen, if you like what you see, hit that like button, leave a comment, ring that bell, okay, so you get notified whenever I have a video coming up. And also, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. All right, let's get back to business here. Olive oil, butter into the saute pan. Adding in garlic, peppers. Now what I did was I didn't cut up another onion, but what I also used, I used minced onions, okay? Dried minced onions, they work just as well. Sprinkle a little bit of that in there. Now, I'm gonna add the potatoes to it. Now this is just a small amount because like I said, there's just 2 of us. But rather than putting them into the crock pot and cooking them down to where they are just total mush, I wanted something to have a little crunch back to it. So I'm going to cook these separate, leave them off to the side, and when the stew meat is done, guess what? I'm going to have some nice potatoes to go along with it. So in this measuring cup is residuals from the meat itself. I tilted the crock pot up, scooped out this juice. Now this will be put off to the side. I will strain this and I'll use that for beef stock later on down the road. At this point, we'll put the veggies in. As you can see, 2 hours and 35 minutes left. It's not going to take that long. The meat is almost there. Yep, meat's there. 45 minutes later. It didn't go the full 6 hours. 4 hours and change. Now, what's different here? It's an old school stew. But if you notice, it is not swimming in the gravy that you would add water and stuff to. It's just not there. What was left in the crock pot, the meat absorbed it back up again. I'm telling you, the flavor is fantastic. The potatoes, on the other hand, I didn't do them in the crock pot also. I did them off to the side. Give it a little flair, a little taste, better taste. Nice crunch, almost like home fries. With bell pepper, mini bell pepper, chopped garlic, finely chopped garlic, sauteed in some olive oil and butter, seasoned up with Tommy spice. I'm telling you, this is off the chain good. Now, on top of it all, I made some garlic confit. Confit is just, I actually boiled the garlic in the oil. It softened it up, made it like butter, and what a flavor. I'm telling you, unbelievable. Listen, everybody, I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and you know what? I'll see you next week on the Sunday Dinner Chef.